Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Tea with Lee. I am Lee, and today's tea is going to be a book review about book number 4 in the True Blood series. I thought I would put a different spin on it. I'm going to be talking to you, but I'm also going to be doing my makeup, and just so you guys get like different angles. I'm literally like using other makeup. Let me try and find mine. Okay, and I'm back. Okay, sorry, I do look chaotic, but I sort of want to look chaotic. This is how I wake up in the morning for the video. Okay, so book number 4 is Eric's book. Now, Eric is one of my favorite books because he's funny, he's controversial, and he has no filter. And I can relate to not having a filter. So I just wanted to show you guys the book. That's the very, very sexy Eric Northman. And the book is titled Dead to the World. Sorry if it doesn't like show up. It's a blue that doesn't show up nicely on camera. I am going to title this vlog Book Review with a Twist. Okay, so I have 3 great loves in life. One is books. One are books. It is too early to be worrying about grammar. Books, my loves. Then come dogs, and then third, food. I love food. So the twist is going to just be a simple recipe of how my mom makes pizza bread. And as I'm saying that, okay, so I know how to make pizza bread, but it's going to be easier for her to just help me out in the kitchen. So I'm not going to say that I made it. I'm going to say my mom made the pizza bread. It's a really, really easy dish to make, and I used to make it when I was living in Pretoria. The moment I'm living in Bloemfontein in South Africa, and I love how I'm like putting makeup on, but I look the same, so I don't understand what is the point. I'm using like this brush that I got through Take a Lot, which is, it was like part of a 12 set of brushes. It was 12 brushes in the set, and this was one of it. Okay. So I like this, but I do feel like a lot of the product is like absorbed by the bristles, but I don't feel like it's moving the product around. I do feel like it's, you know, nicely like letting it just sort of soak in, but also like lie on my skin. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're gonna figure that out really quickly. Okay, so Eric Northman book. We stumble across Mr. Northman, who is naked, in the woods of Bontar near Miss Suki Stackhouse's home. And he does not know who he is. And we find out, okay, I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to be here. And we find out that the reason he can't remember who he is because he had his mind wiped by a witch who he angered. She, you know, wanted to get it on with him, but he was not interested. And then she cast a spell that erased his memory. So for some or other reason, he's shows up in, you know, near Suki's house, and then obviously she takes him in, and she calls Pam, who is his child or progeny, and's like, yeah, your master's here. Could you come fetch him, please? And Pam shows up with Chow, and Pam's like, okay, we're here to get him. Come, Eric, let's go. And Eric is like, nope, I'm staying with Suki. And Suki isn't like particularly like excited about that. Hello, green eyeliner. And so she's very hesitant, but she gets over that pretty quickly when money is offered. Okay, so the whole book is pretty much just about how they have to help Eric get his mind back. I'm leaving that in. That's comedy gold. Pretty much get his memories back. So Suki and Alcide Herveau, who is a werewolf, set out to help Eric. And just a very, very, very nude palette. Set out to help him. Now, Alcide is not a big fan of vampires. So he doesn't really want to help, but his dad owes Eric a favor, and this is how Eric is collecting the favor, or rather Pam is collecting the favor. And the two of them set out to find the witch, and the witch's name is Marnie, but her witch name is Hello. And I literally did that because they had it in bunny ears. Is it apostrophes? I don't know. And so that's what the whole book is about. I'm just going to focus on that factor and not so much on the side stories, because the side stories to me included Jason Stackhouse, Suki's brother, and were-panthers that stay in Hotshot, which is like a poorer community than Bonton, where the people sort of seem as though they're inbred in a sense, and then we find out they are, because it's they're trying to keep the were-panther bloodline pure, so the cousins mate with the cousins. It wasn't like my favorite plotline, so we're just gonna concentrate on Mr. Eric Northman. So it's a good book. We also do meet Eric's maker, and we meet his newly turned brother, who is Alexei Romanov. And Alexei Romanov, if you do not know, the story about his family is they were Russian royalty, and Nicholas, who was the Tsar, stepped down because he realized that he didn't have what it takes or took to be the king, or rather the Tsar of Russia. And what he thought was that they could step down but still be royal, and what happened was they were betrayed and they were killed by the rebellion and the Bolsheviks. And so Alexei is sort of unstable because he survived the assassination of his family, and obviously he remembers everything that happened, and he becomes a serial killer, and at the end of the book, spoilers alert, he gets murdered. Okay, so that plot line was interesting because I love the Romanov history. I find it really, really interesting. But the book was mainly about Eric, and that's why I really enjoyed it. This is making me very, very white. I'm trying to get like a glowy eye look. And so at the end of the book, I'm sorry that I'm like, this is giving like such a blah book review, but I read this book, and besides like Eric's story and the Alexei Romanov angle, the book wasn't as fast-paced and punchy as Club Dead, which was the previous book. So I liked it. I liked the book. I would give it a solid 3 out of 5 stars. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, guys, this book was life-changing, because it wasn't. It cleverly written, because we are obviously reading Miss Charlene Harris's books, but it wasn't so cleverly written that I'm like thinking, okay, I'll read this book over and over again. I'll maybe read, I did tell you guys that of all of the books, book 2 was horrid. Book 2 is horrid. So I would go from 1 to 3 to 4, because I just didn't like book 2, but I would read this one again. my makeup routine is very, very like simple. I am blessed with really, really good skin, but that's because I take care of my skin, because what you realize is when you turn 30, it's pretty much like downhill for like everything. Your hair changes, your skin becomes so unpredictable. It's like being a teenager, but you're in your 30s. So everything that I do, everything that I put on my skin, I'm very mindful of the ingredients, and I tend to move more towards more natural smelling ingredients than things that have lots of chemicals. But I've been watching like beauty gurus, and what I've realized is if you can't not use products that have chemicals, because there are certain chemicals obviously that are good for your skin and that help with cell growth. So you can't, you know, avoid the chemical train completely. What else do I have to say about the book? So obviously Eric eventually does get his memory back, but the one annoying thing that I didn't like was that he got his memories back, but he forgot his time with Suki. So that part was just gone. But he kept asking her, like, did something happen between us? Why are we together? Why am I here? And for some reason, she didn't tell him. And she had developed feelings for him. So I was confused, because I was like, I would be like, yeah, we had a thing. We were together. You are very attractive. Stay with me forever. And she just was like, no, nothing happened. I just kept you safe. One aspect, I don't know if I mentioned this in the other books, but vampires during the day obviously can't be exposed to light, because yes, they will die. So they have like little hidey holes. So many of them have like trap doors in their homes, you know, where you like lift the trap door and then they go down the stairs, and then they're like in a room that's completely protected from the sun. So he stayed in Suki's hidey hole. Okay. I don't understand the point of putting makeup on, because I don't wear makeup to the point of where I want it to show up. And I want to actually get I would love to try Jeffree Star's makeup palette. I also would love to try Rihanna's Fenty products, because I feel like if I'm going to start doing any sort of contouring to my face, where I can give the, you know, look of having really, really, really angled and chiseled cheekbones, then I want to use like proper products. I don't really have I don't use expensive products. I like Rimmel and Maybelline, but their products, unless I'm really committing to it, it doesn't always show up on my skin. So this book, you know what, like, read it, and you will see that it is very cleverly written. It's funny. It's just such a cute show. Book. It's a cute book. Oh wow. This vlog is all over the place, but I've been watching I've been watching other YouTubers, and I've realized that in the beginning, if I want this to really show up, vlogging, if nobody knows this, it's video blogging. And pretty much what it is about is it's a video diary. So a lot of people in these vlogs you'll see will walk towards the kitchen, and they will show you how they turn on their little coffee machines, like their Keurig or whatever. I am not bougie enough to have a Keurig. Well, I am actually bougie enough to have a Keurig. I just cannot afford it. Goals. And then they come back and then they talk to their audience. Now I'm talking to maybe like 5 people if I'm lucky. And I just wanted to like do like a day in Leanne. I have to go like deliver Justine products for a client of mine. Justine is like a beauty products line that's sold in South Africa. I'm not sure if it's sold in the States. Maybe it is. So I have to go deliver products for that, and I'm going to vlog the whole sort of car ride. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. But that's going to be in a different vlog, and that's going to be uploaded on a different day. Do I recommend the book? Yes. Do I feel like there were many, you know, beige side plot lines with beige characters? Yes. In the book, Tara Thornton and Jason Stackhouse are very, very boring. In the TV series, Tara is fun to watch because she's played by Retina Wesley. Yes. And Retina is such a beautiful actress, and she puts like an edgy spin on Tara Thornton. And in the book, she's like very classy, and she's very she wears makeup, and she like never leaves the house. She's in my mind, the way that Charlaine Harris describes her, she's very sort of Stepford wife-ish. And then in the TV series, she's not like that at all. She swears, she uses racist, derogatory terms, and the way that she uses it is funny. The show is just very funny and sassy, and it's pretty much carried by Eric Northman, Lafayette, Tara Thornton, and okay, maybe a little bit of Suki Stackhouse, but as I said, I'm not really a big fan of Miss Stackhouse because she does come across as very naive, and I cannot relate to her. I relate more to Tara Thornton and Eric Northman and Pam, those characters that are on the TV series. Okay guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Tea with Lee. I am Lee, and today's tea was very honest. So it was honest tea. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we are going to head into the kitchen, and we're going to see what's going on there. Bye guys. Okay guys, now this is the twist. Okay, sorry, my camera on the tripod is a little unstable. Okay, so this is one of the dishes that I used to make when I was in Pretoria. It's a really, really simple dish. The prep time is about 20 minutes, and then in the oven it takes about 10 minutes to cook. I'm just going to explain what all of the ingredients are. Okay, so this is yellow bell pepper, green bell pepper, that is pastrami. These are 2, 4, 6, 8 slices of bread that are covered by eggs that have been whisked. My assistant, Mrs. H, used 8 eggs with milk, salt, pepper, and there are there's about a teaspoon of crushed garlic and chili also being added. Here we have pastrami, and then here we have chives, Italian parsley, and coriander. Okay, so everything gets added. Okay, I just have my trusty assistant. There we go. Pays to have an assistant. Cameraman and news anchor, I need an assistant. Okay, so then Mrs. H is just adding the parsley. Parsley has a more rich flavor than ham, so I prefer it on pizza bread. Huh? I said pastrami. What did I say? Parsley. Alright, so this is the end result, and the hammy stuff is not parsley, it is pastrami. So this is what it looks like before it goes into the oven. Okay, so now if I could just ask my trusty assistant to please put it into the oven. Thank you. In it goes. Okay. Now we wait for 10 minutes. Okay guys, and that is the end product. It actually looks a lot better than pizza. Okay, so I'm going to sign out now. Join me next week for my next vlog. Have a good day. Bye.